for citizen comment tonight, and the board looks forward to hearing from those who have signed up. I will share some reminders when we get to that portion of the meeting. Also, please note that all board meetings are live streamed, posted on the school board area of the website. First off, we got the Citizenship Award, Mrs. Dean.
Good evening to you all. I wanted to introduce an amazing citizen at VDS, but I would say the whole Fern Ridge School District. You have two different awards that are coming up, and this is Eleanor Imholt. Would you like her to stand and present and then do the pledge, or would you like her to?
Usually we do this and then we do the pledge afterwards.
Okay, perfect. So this is Eleanor, and she is amazing. These are her parents behind, and even siblings came to join and get their fanciest attire for this event. I'm going to read to you, and this is for you to keep, what people have said about you. So Eleanor is the epitome of a star student and citizen, and shines in every way. She serves as a student advisor at Benita Elementary, providing a superior example to other kids. She shows care and concern to every person, animal, and environment she encounters. Her thirst for knowledge is insustainable, and she is always on the hunt for a next read. We can always count on Eleanor to provide thoughtful comments and connections, regardless of the topic. Fern Ridge is a proud district to have you, and that is from Mrs. Markham. And then from Mrs. Foltz, she says, kind to all and hardworking, integrity and grit. She's an amazing reader. And lastly, from myself, Eleanor is a remarkable fifth grader who constantly demonstrates kindness, leadership, and a strong commitment to helping others. Whether she assists classmates with their learning or sets a positive example to the entire class, Eleanor leads with both heart and integrity. When staff were asked to nominate a student that was the Citizen of the Month, Eleanor's name was the one that kept coming up. In fact, she was the only name mentioned by several staff members. Many teachers said without hesitation that Eleanor was the clear and deserving choice for this recognition. We are proud to honor Eleanor as October Citizen of the Month. Thank you, Eleanor, for making our school a better place because of you. This is for you, and it has a frog because we have Tesla's Choice, a nice sparkly pen that actually smells like grape too. And then the one that will go on probably that looks much better is this one that's framed. And so this is from the district too. So this is for you. We'll put that down, right?
I think she's gonna get a picture of you with it. Yeah.
You have to do a picture. Oh, am I in a part of it too?
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Yes. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3. There we go. Awesome.
Smile. Right. Now, Eleanor can lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. We really appreciate it.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the
The
republic
for which stands nation under God.
Thank you. Thanks, Eleanor. You guys are welcome to stay, but you're also welcome to.
Typically, mom and dad take you out to ice cream after you get.
She wants to be president.
Awesome.
of the United States.
So.
Got my vote, get out.
Absolutely. All right. No public comment. There's no public comment tonight. That moves us on to approval of, minutes from the work session from September 15th, 2025. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve minutes from September's meeting.
All the minutes or just the work session?
This is just the work
Yes,
session.
just one session.
I'll second that.
Second, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed?
We got Mark and Kathleen.
Mark, you and I?
If you can hear us, Mark, we can't hear you, maybe you guys could type in the
Oh,
chat.
there we go.
There we go.
There you go. Kathleen? Perfect.
There we go.
All those opposed? Motion passes 5-0. The approval of the minutes from the regular meeting, September 15th, 2025.
I move to accept the regular session minutes from September 15th, 2025.
I would second that. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Motion passes 5-0.
Okay.
Moves us on to the business office. Kawana, it's all you.
All right, can you hear me fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
All right. So this is the, first I wanted to mention, that last month, the class size for Elmira Elementary was incorrect. It's been corrected on this month's report, and I just wanted to mention that. That as of October 1st, Elmira Elementary has an average class size of 24.10. And Veneta Elementary is at 22.43. Our total elementary enrollment is 578. Our total middle school enrollment is 315, and high school enrollment is at 383. So with those numbers, our in-district enrollment is down 8 from our budgeted projection. And that's all I have on the enrollment report, unless the board has questions for me.
What was it at the elementary school in Elmira?
What was the number?
Yeah.
You want to know their total enrollment or their class size?
No, the total enrollment number.
They are at 241, plus they're at 255 total, including their Bridges classrooms.
And then at the very bottom, I was reading,
Yep.
change from the adopted budget based on the ADMRs.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say -17.
So that number is including our out-of-district placements as well as West Lane.
Okay, gotcha. So overall, as a group, we're down 17 from what we budgeted.
Overall, we're up 17.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's mostly due to West Lane.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, I think we're good there. On to the financial report.
Okay. We have received 24% of our budgeted revenue compared to 23% at the same time last year. We have spent 12% of our budgeted expenses compared to 13% last year. Still not a whole lot of activity. September was our first large payroll, so you will see the expenses jumped up quite a bit from July and August to September. And then next month, probably more, well, by the end of this month, beginning of November, we'll start having our tax revenue come in, so the revenues will start jumping up quite a bit. And that's all I have on that, unless you have any questions.
Is that the timber tax revenue stuff?
That would just be the property taxes coming in.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Timber revenue may come in as well. That's hit and miss. Sometimes we get it and sometimes we don't.
Gotcha.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the general fund and expenditure report for September 30th, 2025?
I move to accept the budget from September 2025.
September 30th, 2025.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
I
Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Oh, we lost Kathleen. Is she not even on there?
Well, hers, I think
Well,
hers,
she looked like 1, 2.
Mark's got 2 eyes and,
Right, he's got 3. She's gone. I don't
okay.
know where she went.
Uh-oh. Motion passes 4-2.
Well, hold on. I have a text message. Chat is disabled. Why? It's not though.
Look at our participants, make sure.
Not even in there, is she?
No, she might be in the wrong.
Oh, here, she logged off and then came back on. Here we go.
She needs to be there.
I can hear you, she says. Did you get it?
Now we think you can type it.
Here we go. This is always fun.
Okay, maybe close that, we can see her.
Yep. There, no, yes,
Can we get an aye or a nay?
there we go. Thanks, Kathleen.
5-0. Thank you. Thank you, Kwan. Oh, you got a budget adoption.
One.
So you got another one. Budget adoption calendar board action.
Yes. So you guys can review that and approve it as is, or if there's any issues with any of the dates, we can approve it with an adjustment on those dates. I did try to look at the district calendar to see if there were any conflicts, but you know, things are gonna come up probably that are not on there, so.
Main dates for you to notice on there are April 14th and then May 19th and 26th. For our first meeting will be on Tuesday, April 14th, with 5 board members are invited, and we also have 5 community members that serve on the budget committee, so it's a meeting of 10. There's usually, especially that first one, is not very long.
Okay. So do I have a,
When will you know about, like the budget cut, the federal budget cut that's gonna be hitting most of the districts?
I don't think the districts, I think we'll have more information when the next state revenue forecast comes out November 17th. But it sounds like when the legislature meets in a short session in January, that's when they're gonna make decisions on, okay, schools are taking this much of a cut, transportation, human services, all the different areas. So we hope it happens soon,
Right,
because
so-
we're gonna be planning. Like I've shared with the board, I think on the high end, they might reduce what we're paid this year, 2.5%. On the low end, it could be 1%, but I think there will be some reduction mid-year. Or positioned in a spot that, you know, we're not gonna need to cut immediately mid-year, but definitely will affect the work Quan and I are doing in January, February, March to prepare the budget that you'll see in April.
And what's that dollar amount if it was 2.5%?
2.5% would be around, a percent is around $190,000 to our budget. Is that pretty accurate, Quanah?
I think that's a good estimate.
500 or something.
Yeah.
And I know you've said in the past that you're set up to be able to absorb some of that, or the way that the book's been, right?
Yeah.
For a while anyway, though.
Well, for sure this year. I think we would need to plan differently going into next year. I mean, Would we be ripping people? I don't think so. Could there be some positions we don't fill, that kind of thing? Possibly.
This year, they're not gonna tell you until halfway through the budget process, so.
Yeah.
I mean. And what we're approving here is just the timeline which they're on.
So this is something we need action on to approve this, and then we'll get it posted on the website.
Yep. And you want the board at April 14th and
Yep, April 14th, May 19th, May 26th. Board members that have been on a while, April 14th is just kind of an introductory, here's the process. Oftentimes they don't attend. But the community members usually do. You know, it's great if board members can come, not a big deal, but 19th and 26th. For sure the 19th, sometimes we approve the budget in one meeting. If we need a second one, it'll be on the 26th. Those historically, they might last an hour, but so you get them on, if we approve this tonight, definitely get them on your calendar.
okay. Perfect. Can I get a motion to approve the calendar?
I move to accept the budget adoption calendar for 2025-26.
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
Make some notes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And that's Kathleen there too.
Yep,
That's
perfect. All those opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Could I, Bree, could you email us those dates?
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
tomorrow we go to them on our calendar and we're looking at it.
You got it.
Or April will come and you'll tell me you told me and I'll be like, what?
Probably just put that on the district calendar, can I?
Yeah.
I can do that too. I'll put it on the district calendar as well.
Perfect.
And it's here.
Yep.
Okay. Reports. You're up.
All right, that's right, couldn't make it tonight, so sorry you're stuck with me. Gonna do that, gonna do that. All right, so we just have some visuals, and then I have blurbs from each building that they wanted to share towards appreciations, if you wanna click the next slide. All right, so on the left, with Elmira Elementary, their title is Slimed and Smiling. At our last Eagles Nest Gathering morning meeting, the energy was through the roof as students got the chance to slime Miss Hood and Miss Herbert right in front of the whole school. It was all part of our Wild and Wonderful Get Slimed fundraiser, and the moment created a swell of joy that filled the entire room. Laughter, cheers, and slime were flying. A huge thank you to our amazing Elmira Elementary families. With your generous support, we raised nearly $1,000. And of course, a big round of applause to Ms. Hood and Ms. Herbert for being such fantastic sports and making this unforgettable memory possible. What a fun and gooey way to celebrate our school spirit. That was Elmira on the left. On the right, Vanita, we thank our art committee, Oregon Country Fair, and Lane Arts artist Larry Myers for organizing, funding, and teaching our whole school ceramic art through our Artist in Residence program funded by Oregon Country Fair grant. So that's Vanita on the right. And then the middle school, if you want to click the next one. So on the left, middle school students are honoring lost loved ones by learning about Dia de los Muertos and adding pictures to the ofrenda. Bria appreciates Fernridge Middle School counselor, Ms. Tracer, for putting this project together. And then on the right, a big shout out to the EHS leadership class, including school board reps, Jake Van Dam and Riley Rice, for putting together a spirited homecoming week that included 5 dress-up days, 4 decorated hallways, 2 assemblies, a football game, a dance, and the first campus chaos event that drew more than 100 students for an evening of fun and friendly competition. It was a memorable week. So thank you, Riley and Jake.
Thank you.
And then the last slide, just our kind of connection to track and our locals. We were focusing on contracts because in early October, OEA always hosts a bargaining and organizing conference to help train local union leaders on how to effectively work toward a collective bargaining agreement with our district. And it was actually hosted in Eugene the first week of October this year. We didn't actually have anybody attend because we kind of just finished up our bargaining last year, but I've gone to it in the past, and it's really beneficial to just connect with other locals and just sit in different sessions and learn what they're doing at, all the different school districts, like at a bigger school district like Portland, or at, a smaller district like ours. So it's just nice to network with everybody. And so obviously CBA stands for Collective Bargaining Agreement, which is the union's contract with the district, and just basically outlines these different components. So whether it's benefits, working conditions, evaluations for certified staff, just the different grievance processes, and obviously wages. So when we talked about LUBC, the Lane United Bargaining Council last month, we have to make sure that our contract aligns with the goals and guidelines through them, through OEA, and there's an approval process. So although we're not bargaining ourselves this year, there are 4 locals, Junction City, Oak Ridge, Pleasant Hill, and Triangle Lake, who will network with through our LUBC meetings. So we kind of all work together and help each other out and just kind of give feedback and, bounce ideas off of each other. And it's just a good network. So that's our presentation this month. Any questions? Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So you didn't even need it. You got it, you got it all. Student representative report, Jake and Riley.
Going right into it, I guess, in sports, cross country, we've had several meets over this last month, but our most recent being the Cottage Grove Bramble Scramble on October 18th. The most notable meet this month was the Days Creek Invitational on October 16th, relay. On October 16th, with our co-ed team getting first place in the co-ed category.
Nice.
Boys soccer, still trying their best, have not won a game. Their senior night is tomorrow. And the girls are also trying their best, still haven't won a game in their senior night as well as tomorrow. They have.
No, just kidding.
No.
The boys have one tie though. I
Yeah.
can tell them to hang on.
The girls won in the jamboree.
I was down to that, jamboree, I didn't go.
You know what time the boys game is tomorrow?
What time it is,
Boys is at 6, girls is at 4:30.
And then, cross country also the senior night, I'm not sure if they're doing that with the girls or boys soccer.
Yeah, I don't know.
They usually do it with the soccer team. Usually, so we'll see. And then volleyball also has their senior night tomorrow. They've only won 4 out of the 15 games, and one of the wins was in league. So varsity's at 6 o'clock, so that's when senior night will be. Football, they beat Lupine last week. That's our win of the season. The homecoming game was also a big success with over $3,000 made from ticket sales, and there was a lot of student support and cheers traveling away with the football team, keeping a positive attitude.
Okay. Phone policy, kids have adopted more, and we believe that there's been an increase in social interaction. Personally, my group at lunch, I don't leave. We play a card game. It's called Crack List. It's amazing. We have gotten other people from tables come in and play. They're like, what is that? Can we play? So
Awesome.
I have seen other tables do games too. Yeah, there's been little to no students pulling out phones like during school hours, and those that have been addressed appropriately. Teachers have been doing a great job at reminding, taking if need be. I haven't seen a phone in the cafeteria since last month, and hallways is still every once in a while, but from what I know, Jill and Sid track them down on the cameras and they do a great job. At outdoor school, students need phones because it's a forest. There's people go out in the forest, and if something happens, but that has been taken into account, and there has been a purchase of walkie-talkies so that they won't need phones and they can keep them in cabins or whatever. And then other places like the LCC College Fair, there was QR codes, but students were allowed to take out phones for the QR codes and So it was like said ahead of time and it was all of the schools that were, I didn't personally go, but all of the schools that were there, students were allowed to take out phones and QR code, put it away. Leadership. The class will take off on November 1st and return on November 3rd to the upcoming OASC conference in Seaside. This is a leadership conference where students will go to seminars and listen to keynote speakers about leadership and whatnot. The keynote speaker this year is, what's her name? I don't know her name, but she wrote a book and it's called Lies My Anxiety Has Told Me. And leadership is now reading that. We got those today, so we will be reading those before November. It's a short book, so we got it. And it's designed to teach readers how to overcome and live a life with anxiety. And yeah, it's to relate. Homecoming. So good. So Campus Chaos was my baby. If you couldn't tell by the way that I was talking about it, I put so much time and effort into it and it went amazing. It was so much better than I could have hoped, to be honest. There was about 147 students that came out, which is like about 40% of the EHS, of the student body, which is like a lot because Elmira doesn't do anything new. There was a few parents too. I think that if we got it out to community more, parents would show up, and now that they know what it is, and the slip inside was so much fun, and a lot of people had a lot of fun on that, and we already have plans to improve the next one. Actual homecoming, we sold 262 tickets, and about 250 kids actually showed up. That was a record, homecoming tickets by 2, with $3,274 being made from ticket sales. And Spirit Week went well too, as Senator Snyder said. Lots of students dressed up, and we started a new thing where leadership bought like a photo booth, like ring light camera with an iPad. Excuse me. And so at lunch, I would run it, and you would take a picture, and you could like text it to yourself so that you can after school get on your phone and get it. And I have a bunch, and it was a lot of fun at lunch. You would take a picture with your friends or whatever. And the homecoming game also went well. Jake already touched on that. But we did the royalty and halftime, and it went smoothly with no interruptions.
Last NHS, very brief. We have decided that we'll be doing the blood drive on March 6th of next year. Just due to sports and all that, athletes want to participate. It's good transition time between winter and spring sports. And no other fundraisers / activities have been implemented in, but I have plans to have a clothing drive in early to mid-November. That's all.
One more thing, powder puff, lots of students are interested, it's females, guys don't want to cheer because I don't know why. Actually, Gavin wants to, but none of his friends want to, so he doesn't want to. Understandable, but they're all lame. I've promised them brownies, they still don't want to do it.
Hey, well, we gotta get them to quit being funny, Dylan.
What?
You're doing a good job, though.
Thanks.
You're bright, you're dragging it out.
Thanks.
How's the senior team looking?
Uh-oh.
I know that you don't want it to be affiliated with the school. Two things. A, are we allowed to practice on, or no, play? Like, this is just me curious. Are we playing on the turf? Cool.
So a place that has lights, we were playing in the dark.
Baseball.
Football?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a grad night event, but they put in a facility use. It's been approved for that night, so it's November 7th, 7 o'clock, kick off.
Cool.
And then since it's not I run the leadership Instagram. Can I post it on that, but say not affiliated with the school, but
You
just
can
have
say
to
it.
get it out?
Yeah, you know, you can say it's not affiliated with the school. You can say it's a grad night event, like a PTA event or something. Starting, Bree got actually something from grad night today. It'll be on the electronic reading board. Okay, November 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put anything on to say it's a grad night event being held at the school.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now that's all.
You guys did an amazing job with homecoming.
Thank you.
Homecoming was such a great event. I mean, there are lots of people in this room had a ton to do with it, but you guys did a great job, and the campus chaos thing, everybody loved it. It's just gonna keep growing. Encourage them to do it. Like, I mean, I think our school needs that.
Yeah, it's awesome to see that stuff.
It is, and I mean, even Gavin came home just super excited you guys were doing it. He did everything, he did his best to drag everybody down, but they're not used to it.
Yeah.
And so,
Pretty well though, I like
yeah,
that.
no, I commend you guys. I really appreciate all your effort for homecoming.
Any questions?
I'm saying the juniors, they're gonna be tough.
Friendly competition.
Hey.
Yeah, rough this year, I'm gonna be calling, no. Oh,
Okay, Trevor will hold on the fort.
Oh, yeah. All right, Ms. Marshall.
I do not have any official report, so I'm gonna give some fun facts. Fun fact, Eleanor's mom and I went to college together, so that's why I was surprised to see her. We went to teacher school together.
Cool.
Fun fact, last Thursday was Boss's Day. And we got to celebrate Mr. Carpenter and we let him know how lucky he is to be our boss.
Oh, yeah.
So you're welcome.
Oh.
The only other things that I would share is just, I went to a meeting in Lane County and we had to kind of share some appreciations, what's going well. And, you know, you're sitting around your group and people are trying to brainstorm the things that are happening good. And people are already, it's like October and people are feeling down in other districts. And I was like, we have so much great stuff happening. Our teachers, our admin teams, all of our staff. So are really just, that's, I shared, I was like, our admin team is like putting in this work to really lift some areas and our teachers are on board. And it's a lot of appreciation when I talk to teacher friends or other districts and they're just like, womp womp. So I get to feel like I brag on it a little bit. At least they pretend to be on board.
On board.
That's all I got. Everything else is just a continuation of the work we're doing. We've got reading committees happening. We've got multi-tiered systems of support, K-12, working on attendance, working on OSAS interim. So that's kind of like the Smarter Balance test, the practice test. And everybody's really just trying to push getting our kids to school and having a good time. And so we appreciate the work you guys are doing and the fun slime things that you're doing. I saw a high schooler the other day and she goes, "You kissed a pig when I was in elementary." I said, "Yes, I did. Thank you for remembering." With Miss Herbert. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So what I hear is we're bringing back the pig.
It was actually very cute. It just made, and it was very clear. All right, Billy. Yeah.
Mr. Carpenter, you're up.
That's based on a couple of things. I won't read the whole emails, but I'll forward them to the school board members. So I asked, appreciate Riley sharing how cell phone was going from a student's perspective at high school. I reached out to Livia and Sid and they wrote emails. Like I said, I will forward those to you so you can read the whole thing. But in summary, at the middle school, I think it's gone about as well as can be expected. Let's see, she notes the biggest issue to date has been at the end of the day. Students are exiting the building much slower because they all run to their lockers, get their phones, and then they got to check what's been happening in the last 7 hours. They have only had 4, 5, 6 violations at the time of this email all year long. I can tell I've been over there lots at lunchtime and there's just no phones out. And last year at lunch, if you'd been at the middle school, it's 75% of them playing games or watching videos. So totally different environment. Things seem to be going very well. Like I said, I'll forward you the long email tomorrow. At the high school, there's been a little bit more challenges. I will say also, we've only had one parent turn in an exemption for it. It was a medical exemption, got approved really quickly, but that's the only one we've seen. Miss Van de Cart notes, over the first 2 months, we've had a great deal of progress. Staff continue to confiscate phones when they see them. They have a Google spreadsheet where they're kind of tracking, you know, if a kid loses it multiple times. When she pops into classroom, she has not seen a single phone. I think typically where they get taken at high school is most likely lunchtime and passing time. The biggest struggle has been some parents are not very supportive of it. And there's conflict when they call home to talk about they need to come down and pick up their kid's phone. I think over time this will get better. But all in all, I think it's going about as well as can be expected. When I hear from other districts too, it's kind of the same message. There's I think everybody was kind of hesitant about this in the beginning, how's this gonna go? But it seems to be going well, and I think, you know, in a year or two, this is not even gonna be an issue, it'll just be part of the way things are at school, so like I said, I'll forward you both of those. A quick couple bond things, obviously, you know, we've opened up our high school athletic facility, game this Friday night. We're currently now working, so the architects and facilities folks have walked through and created punch lists. So over the next couple months, lots of little things are gonna be getting fixed. I was probably on 40 different emails today from different contractors with Scott and or Dan and I. Starting to get a timeline in the calendar for these to happen and check-ins. We have a Zoom meeting with the contractor later this week. I don't remember the exact day. Anyhow, I think we're on track to get all of our little things fixed. At the middle school, you see the work out in front for the covered area. That's supposed to be completed November 11th. The bad news is the cover in the back. We got notified last week. The manufacturer's delayed. Now they're thinking December, January, before that's up. But like I said, the one out front should be operational and set up and complete by mid-November.
How big is that one in the front there?
You know, I was over there today looking at it. I don't remember the exact dimensions. Just by looking at it, I bet it's maybe 15 by 20. Something like that. It is really just a place for kids to be there waiting for a bus or after school or after volleyball to get picked up if it's raining in the stand under. And let's see, next up, safety page. So remember, we pulled that up. One of my goals was around safety. One of the tasks I wanted to do was get a page around safety. I've made it live. But over the next few weeks, if you have any feedback of things you would like me to consider to add, let me know. So if you go to our district website and hover over departments, the bottom link is school safety. This is the page. There's 4 different areas. You can just scroll down and see them, or you can hit those buttons and it'll jump to it. So Safe School Zone just talks about prohibited items on campus, etc. Emergency planning and preparedness, there's different tabs. You click on the first one there, emergency protocols. It has a link to our SRP, which stands for Standard Response Protocol, how we train kids for, you know, evacuating or all the kind of drills we do. Click on the next one. I won't read through all of these, but it just kind of gives a quick summary of the drills we do each month. On communications, go down to the next one. Talk about how we communicate with parents during an emergency, and the last one, reunification. And we talked about this a little bit and amongst the board, I think maybe even at our retreat around what reunification is and the difference between reunification and an emergency evacuation. So that kind of explains it a little bit. Essentially, let's take take the middle school. If something occurred at the middle school, we just wanted people to sprint and get away from the middle school as quickly as possible. There's a grizzly bear in the commons and everybody's running. They know that their emergency evacuation site is on Myra Elementary. That's where we want them to get to. But if there was an event where we were gonna ship them somewhere and reunify at a different school, that could really be anywhere. We just decide based on what the event was, the time of the day, all the different factors. It could be any of the other schools. It could be a location in town, at a church, the fairgrounds. Could really be anywhere. We won't decide that until the day that it occurs. But every school has an emergency evacuation spot, should that ever be a need where they're just running and they're meeting somewhere else. So again, that's just kind of a brief summary. Was there anything else more down the page? Oh, Safe Oregon talks about the tip line that all students are trained on at the beginning of the year. They can report anything that they're seeing or hearing anonymously through a phone call, a text. There's a mobile app. There's stickers around schools and flyers. Most kids know how to access that. And then kind of just a quick snapshot of how we train folks around the difference between lockdowns and evacuates and secures, shelter holds. So what I would ask, it's a work in progress, but in the days and weeks to come, if you have suggestions or other things to include on this school safety page, let me know and we will see about making some changes. And the last thing I wanted to mention is, you know, a month or so ago, I shared that we had engaged with Upbeat to do staff climate surveys. The links went out to all staff members today. So it'll be open the next 2 weeks. At the end of the 2 weeks, buildings will get reports on, building principals will get reports on the results of their data. They'll meet with a coach from Upbeat that'll work with them. And I'll get summary data for the whole district and the building. And then buildings will do this again in March to see if some of their areas that were low, they were able to improve on over those 5 or 6 months. So that is open today. It'll be open for 2 weeks. And that's all I have, unless anybody has any questions. Okay.
I think we're good.
Thank you.
Discussion item Division 22 compliance report, 24-25.
Yep, this is the month we do this. It's due to be posted on the district website, I believe, by November 1st and submitted to ODE by November 15th. This doesn't require board action, but I'm just sharing it with you. And one thing to remember, it's always about the previous year. So these, however many there are, 78 different things I need to report on that we were in compliance of last school year in 24-25. Next year when I'm doing the report, at this time of year, it'll be about this school year, 25-26. There has been times over the last 10 years where there's a couple areas where we're out of compliance, and then I have to write a plan around how we're gonna get back in compliance. That occurs occasionally. Last year we were compliant in every area. So I'm just sharing this with you. And
What were some of the things in the past? Just like an example of,
what would be a good example?
Work samples.
Work
After
samples.
COVID.
They're usually things that either will be another one.
So
A new law was passed and we didn't know.
Oh.
That could be something. There's never been anything, oh my goodness, we weren't doing that.
right.
It's kind of just something that either missed or a new law or work sample things stopped during COVID. That was a good example. And so you write a plan and then they approve your plan and you just gotta be corrected by the time the next school year starts, so.
And there's nothing we're not compliant with this year.
Nothing that we weren't in compliance with in 24-25. So. That will get uploaded here next week. A copy of the minutes gets sent to OD that it was presented to you. If it's a lot of information to go through. If you ever want to look through this and have any questions about any of the stuff, feel free to reach out to me and I can give you some info.
Good, perfect. Transit dollar request form.
Okay, this one is something, again, we do every year this time. This is from the ESD in its most simplest form. Let's say the state gives Fern Ridge School District $1. I think it's like 1.5 cents or 2 cents of that goes to the ESD. So that's how the ESD gets funded. And some of that money they give back to districts. And to be a voting member of the ESD, we have to agree that we're not going to take more than 50% of that money back. For as long as I've been here, there hasn't been a district in Lane County that has done that. And for us, it wouldn't even really be that much money. Where it's really impactful is if a big school district like Eugene or Fort J or Springfield or Bethel said, yeah, we're gonna take all our money, you guys go on your own, because we don't need the help for special ed services or technology or communications or other things. And they want the money for themselves. Again, historically, the superintendents of those bigger districts understand they help fund and support the smaller districts in the county. And it's never been an issue. So what the board needs to take action on tonight is that we will continue to do that and that we can request up to 50% of our funds from the ESD. And as long as we stay below that number, then we're a voting member of all the superintendents there and nothing. So it'd be my strong recommendation that we continue down that path because we definitely get a lot of services from them.
Gotcha. So at this time, we need a motion to approve the Lane ESD transit dollar request for 26-27.
I move to accept the transit dollar request.
26-27. Do I have a second?
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
They were simultaneously.
They were, I saw it come quick. Motion passes 5-0.
And the reason they do this now for next year is because especially one of the bigger districts were to tell them, oh, we're pulling out next year, that gives the ESD 8-9 months plan, okay, what the heck are we gonna be doing different?
Right, it'd be a big budget shortfall for them. All right, next thing up is the board operating agreement. We've been kicking around the last couple months. I think we've all had time to read it. Is there a motion to approve the board operating agreement from 25-26?
I move to approve the board operating agreement for 2025-26.
Do I get a second?
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, no timestamp, but it's there. There's that one,
Yep.
and then we need one from Mark.
Mark, are you an aye?
No, the second one was his, because the first one was his, and then Zolla's.
Yeah, he did it.
Okay.
Oh, I see it.
All those opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Next one is the board, we need action on the board goals. Kind of same thing, we've been kicking it around a little bit, making some changes. Can I get a motion to approve the board goals for 25-26?
I move to approve the board goals for 2025-26.
I'll give a second.
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Right. Motion passes 5-0.
There we go.
Brings us to the community feedback on board stipends. Mr. Carpenter has put together some stuff for us.
Yep, so this is on our website, but it's hidden. So public, unlike that school safety one, anybody can see. This one is hidden, McCree's in here through a back door. I wanted to show this to the board and get any feedback before I make it live. So once it's live, it'll be on the school board page. And essentially, what does it say at the top? You scroll. I think the header is just basically board stipend information. And I put these questions on there. What does a school board member in Oregon do? What do they not do? So if you pull on that. School board sets district policy and goals. School board approves annual budget. School board hires and evaluates the superintendent and manages day-to-day operations. School board members are community members, elected officials that represent the community's values and priorities in their decisions. School board members work as a team, and authority rests with the board as a whole, not with individual members. Decisions are made by a majority vote. So I just kind of stole some of that language from OSBA when I searched on there, what does a school board member do? So that's what that one. If you go on the next one, do Oregon school board members get paid? Traditionally, the answer to this has been no. Board members were elected officials serving in a volunteer position. However, House Bill 2753 passed in 2023 now authorizes board members stipends. Having said that, service is not automatically paid. Individual board members may decide to offer and implement stipends, and some do not, with members continuing to serve as volunteers. What is House Bill 2753 is the next one. Just kind of explains, I won't read it all, but kind of goes through the history of the law, how there was a conflict of the interest, and they encourage districts to pause, not do this. In 2025, the legislature fixed that, got a path to make this allowable. So just explains that bill. If the school board votes for stipends, all members have to accept it. No, the school board may have authorized members to receive a stipend. Individuals can opt in or opt out of accepting it. In addition, they can go for a lower amount. 2023, the cap was $500. It has increased by a few percent in the last 2 years. I couldn't find the exact number. It's like $515 now or something. How can I provide feedback is the last one. So I've created an email address that's that won't do it now, but once it goes live, someone can click on that. And it's an email that will go to all the board members and myself. So if a committee member clicks that, it'll populate the email address. I think it's board stipend feedback at Fern Ridge. All of you will get that email in in your inbox. So if Gary, the community member, types in, yeah, I think this is a really great idea, blah, 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 sends it, you all will get that feedback. My suggestion would be you select a period of time to leave this open. If you're okay with this, I'll make it live tomorrow, maybe leave it open for 3 weeks, close it the week before the next board meeting. Bree and I can compile all the responses into a document, send it to you so it's easy to read.
Push it out on parents' board.
Good, yeah, we'll push this link, once it goes live, I'll push it out in case anybody, if it just goes live on the website, not very many people are gonna find it. We'll obviously announce through Parent Square and the website and Superintendent Carpenter Facebook, but hey, if you have thoughts on this topic, here's where you go to look at this page, so. Open to any, at the last board meeting, that was kind of the charge, hey, we wanna get some feedback from the community, this is what I put together. Nothing we need to take action on, but just like to hear from you if you're okay with me making that live, or if you have anything you'd like to add or take off.
There's just a goal to reach out to the community
Mhm.
to see what everybody's thoughts are. Doesn't mean we're doing anything or not doing anything, but we should reach out to the community when we're making these decisions. And so this is what we've come up with. So I'm hoping that the board will be good with pushing forward with this.
I'm fine with getting community feedback from it. It doesn't change my stance on any of it, but I'm fine with community outreach, getting their opinion on it and stuff, but I still probably would die on this hill over this deal, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So.
No, we're not looking to change anybody's minds. We're just trying to get feedback. We were specifically asked by one community member, and I think it's a great idea, so.
Include the community.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'll make it live tomorrow, and maybe I'll send you the link tomorrow.
Thank you.
Just to let you guys have a direct link to that page, and if you find a typo or anything critical, let me know, and I'll get it updated. I'll probably, I'll make it live tomorrow morning. I'll probably wait a day or two before I push it out in case I get any feedback about some kind of error or something you'd like to fix. But certainly by the end of the week, I'll share this with everyone in the community, and then be looking to get a few emails probably in your inbox on this topic. So
I think we need to pick a timeline for it. No one just leave it open. And so,
A few weeks or something.
but, and yeah, thinking close it a week before the next school board meeting, so that gives us a week to review everything, kind of go everything, and if we have discussion about it, then we kind of.
Would it just be a massive amount of work to like CC or like put the emails in one big something and send them to all of us? We can see like.
yeah, once it's all done and shut down, I'll definitely, that's one of the reasons I'm getting the email too. Everyone I get on this topic, I'll just save it, then when it's all done, I'll get it compiled into a spreadsheet somewhere you can see it all in one document. Perfect. So you wouldn't have to go back and open up 32 emails to read through them all.
Right.
All right, so our next board meeting is November 7th.
17th.
So I'll close it,
Okay.
maybe we'll close it Monday morning, the 10th at 8 AM. And then by the end of that day, I'll get you the whole compiled for that document.
Did you have a question, Lisa?
November 10th?
Monday, November 10th, 8 AM. I might add that tomorrow on that website when we're gonna close it. And I'll add the window, how long the survey is gonna be open. Probably include that on that link that says how to provide feedback when it closes, so. All right,
Okay.
it'll go up tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for putting that together. Need that. First reading of the proposed policy update.
Yeah, our first one was around board staff communications, BG. The last board meeting, there seemed to be some confusion on what that should look like. I wrote a draft, I sent it to you, I didn't hear anything back. That's what I'd propose is the change. Again, this is the first reading, so if you haven't spent time looking at it, do so over the next month. And we can approve it next month.
Second reading of the proposed policy update board actions.
Yeah.
I did not attach any of those, but if anybody wants money and pop one up, I can do that.
So there's 4, I need to take them one at a time. First one's KK.
So I move to accept KK. Policy.
We have to take action on this.
And in the one that they, if you pull up KK, it shows the changes.
I don't see the KK one.
Blow it up a little bit, please.
The picture ID one.
Yeah, so basically we're just having people sign in and letting them know, if we don't know you, we might ask for picture ID, but it's not required every time for picture ID.
This is only if someone in the front office notices.
Someone we don't recognize.
Stranger neighbors, yeah.
Can I get a motion to approve KK?
Lisa can get one, so.
Oh, yeah, so I a second
Yeah, second.
discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
They already said aye.
They're so quick.
Nice, motion passed 5-0.
Nice job, guys.
The next one is JFCED, that's our personal electronic devices. It's really, it's what we've been doing since the start of the year, kind of outlines our process. So this is all new. That's why none of it's in red, it's all brand new language.
This is the JFCEB. right?
Yep.
Okay.
The main thing in here is just, probably the most substantive thing is what's the consequence? Well, the first time is kid just gets back at the end of the day, second time the parent has to come get it. Third time to start using parent meeting, etc.
Can I get a motion on this one?
I will move to accept policy JFC the PED, personal electronic devices.
I second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
Maybe pull up that next one. So the third one is criminal records check. GCDA, I think we changed very little in this one.
Visitor volunteer.
Wasn't this the other one, just
the one word? Yeah, clarified visitor and volunteer.
Yeah, so that didn't really match what we do. It's a visitor that's not likely to have direct and supervised contact, not a volunteer.
Yes.
Can I get a motion?
I want to approve the GCDA.
Second,
I second that.
any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye, motion passes 5-0.
And the last one was public comment. The board wanted to consider increasing. The only change in this was to go from 3 minutes to 4.
I don't remember that being brought up.
Huh?
I don't remember that being brought
It
up.
was during
The work
it
session.
was during the retreat.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
What was it?
Can I get a motion?
I move to accept policy BDDH for public comment at board meetings.
A second,
Second that.
discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
4 minutes it is.
Did I?
Aye.
Yep, motion passes 5-0. That's all of them, right?
Yep.
Perfect. Personnel.
Yep, none at this time.
Late items, closing comments, board, community involved.
So we have a few late items, around, co-ops and collectives. We do need board action on these three things, so for those of you who might not be as familiar, this is when another school, typically it's a smaller one, that wants to either do a co-op or a collective with us. I don't think we've ever done, at least in the last 20 years, one with another school. Well, that isn't true, because the swimming one is an example. And one time I did one for golf. We had a really good golfer and he went and played on the Levis team. Anyway, it most often happens in individual sports like golf or wrestling, in this case, occasionally softball. So we have two that we're requesting for wrestling, one for girls, one for boys, both with Crow. And to make sure you understand, it's Crow asking us to do this. We can say no. Typically, my policy is, let me ask the coach. But they in support of it, right? If just Triangle Lake wants to co-op with our softball team, because they have two girls that play softball, but they don't have a softball team. I think it's important you got the coach on board. The primary negative of this, but it doesn't come up as much in individual sports, is let's say we have an Elmira girl that's played catcher for, all the way through middle school. She's a sophomore, junior, and now she's about to be the varsity catcher, but the Triangle Lake girl, she's really good. She's a catcher. Now this girl that's been in our system isn't playing catcher anymore. Maybe he's on the bench. That's really the only negative.
That's more team sport stuff though.
Yeah, definitely more team sport stuff. But we have done those team sports, softball, whatever, so that's usually why you get the coach's opinion. In this case, coaches are in favor. We have two coming to us, and one's a collective and one's a co-op. The difference is that a co-op is Elmira's girls want to come co-op with us. It will be our team is now Elmira Crow. Right, you want a state championship? Is it an Elmira championship? It's the Elmira Crow, that's our team. A collective is wrestlers, which we're doing with boys. Let's say they have three wrestlers in Crow, one's a 225 pounder, one's a 164 pounder, and one's a 118 pounder. Well, it's hard for them to practice with three boy wrestlers, all at different weights. So they come to our school, they get to practice with our team. They get to use our resources. They come with a coach. So our coach isn't getting taken away coaching their athletes. We get to use our mats, our facilities. But then when we go to a meet, they compete as Crow. They just have three wrestlers. Our boys still compete as Elmira.
So were they talking, is Crow talking about coming over here with their wrestlers to us? Because they have a pretty decent mat club over there. I know because my kid did it only because there wasn't a youth mat club here in Elmira.
Yeah, they only have, I don't know, it's only a handful, like 3 or 4 boys. High school boys
At the high school level that want to come over here.
so one the rest of the period.
Okay, excuse me, because it says here that the district girls wrestling.
No, I think I might have missed.
Oh, well, there's one for each,
There is,
One for each and not co-ed.
not co-ed. So we'll need to add, it'll be,
Yeah.
there's one for girls and one for boys. And we'll need to approve them both, so.
And one swimmer, correct?
Yeah, we'll get to that one in a minute, that's a little bit different, but,
Gotcha.
so the boys are a collective
Okay.
and the girls are a co-op. So.
Is it Troy Gents?
Yeah,
Troy Gents, the
I remember the Crow. It might even be a volunteer, but that's just kind of a stipulation I put on them 3 or 4 years. We've done this 10 times. So this isn't something new. But when they first reached out, we hadn't done it for a few years, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. That was my only requirement is you're not just gonna send over 4 kids and my coach is the work paying for, is coaching your kid. They gotta come with an adult that's gonna coach them.
And they are.
And they're. Coach is in support of it, as long as the coach is, then, and I know the AD is, I am. What I need in this regard is a motion to do a collective with the Crow girls. And then a motion to do. Well, I wanna make sure I get this right, so it's like, yeah, it's co-op for the girls and a collective for the boys. And it's fine if you do it in one motion, which is fine.
Make a motion to approve the Pro School District Boys and Girls Wrestling Co-op. I use co-op
Co-op and collective.
sorry, and collective,
It's not a boys and girls.
each their own,
Separate.
separate, yeah,
Can I get a second?
Oh, I second that.
Perfect. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Jeez.
Good, there we go. Motion passes 5-0.
Okay, then the last one is kind of similar, but us asking a different district. Like I mentioned, years ago, I did one with Willamette for a boy golfer that really wanted to compete when we didn't have a golf team. This is, we have a high school student who was a swimmer. Parents reached out when he went into ninth grade last year. I reached out to some local districts. The ex-principal from the high school, Rick Gardner, is the athletic director at Marist. I know they have a swimming program, reached out to him, he agreed. So we still need to approve that we're going to do co-op with Marist to allow then our boy to go into Marist and practice with them.
is there a swimming coach from here, or is it a
No,
private coach or something like that, or?
no. This kid was just involved in youth swimming and club in town and then got to high school and high school didn't have a swim team, so. Yeah, we don't send a coach when they're, because it's the Marist Elmira swim team. We would only do it in a co-op. If he was competing as just Elmira, then we, I would want to send a coach with them. So.
And they're on board, they're good?
Yep.
Cool.
This will be the second year that we've done that.
Awesome.
Can I get a motion?
Yeah, I'll move to accept the co-op for the swim team with Marist. It'll be Marist / Elmira.
Okay. Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Motion passes 5-0.
That was my only thing.
Closing comments? Board community involvement.
I'm not gonna say anything.
You're not gonna say anything?
I'm not gonna say anything.
Well, I've been to a few games, obviously, I went to homecoming.
Yeah.
Again, big kudos to leadership, I think you guys did an amazing job, thank you, Riley, for bringing Campus Chaos, we really appreciate it, really do.
I had a question about some of the home football games, mostly because I have to look after 30-something uplands over there. Is there a particular area that you guys want the kids messing around? Is there gonna mess around?
Yeah.
I have tried to corral it, but I just wanna know where.
Yeah. I think, well, obviously our first game was a trial and error.
Sure.
I had two administrators, an elementary and middle school down on the north end, that big kind of plaza area.
Yeah, the big.
People, they were down there by themselves. Most of the kids were more around the snack bar area, so I think just because it's a bigger space, because there's not as much elderly people coming in, by the snack bar up to the stands. I would say over time, that's where I want more kids to gather, is that north end of plaza area.
Okay.
I know the high school students don't really want them in like either like, yeah, they don't really want them in the student section, either in like the back of the student section or not in the student section. But we also had a lot of students at that game, yeah, so it was like crowded already, and then there's a lot of them. All the middle schoolers were there, and it was just like lots of people were getting annoyed with the boys. As far as I was all around because homecoming, but when I was there, somebody told me to tell them to move. I didn't because it was unnecessary, but.
And I know that that's the only place the boys wanna hang out, you know what I mean? It's around.
Yeah, no, I know, no, I know.
So,
Yeah, but I would never tell them they can't say the students.
Which is why I didn't. I was like, they're fine. There's enough room.
I'm just happy they were there for jerseys on sharing, so they.
Yeah, and on the, but as far as just a general space, like I said, it was way more crowded by the snack bar end and almost empty on the other end, so I think we want to encourage kids to go down there to the other end. Mostly because it's, in our old facility, when I first went to the high school, it was controlled chaos. And there was just too many middle school kids running at full speed,
Yeah.
around, running into old folks and knocking people over. And that's the biggest thing is the running. We gotta try to curtail because it's an accident wouldn't happen. All the things at that event, we had a meeting, I think I shared with you the Monday after, kind of debriefed about 15 different things we're gonna do differently. Work on, we're working on getting some no slip stuff on the bleachers. We got a dumpster out there that's a lot closer. The sound we're adjusting, we have them coming out this week. Whole bunch of things that'll. We'll probably learn some more this Friday, but it'll get better this time.
Just sound, was that in regards to the north speaker?
The side speakers, yeah, well, we have the ability in the press box to adjust it up or down, they preset that limit. And the thought was, the front speakers are gonna be loud enough, the side ones are just gonna blast out the concession or the neighbors. So they set their limit much lower, so I had it turned up as loud as could be in the press box. But they were like governed, you know,
Yeah.
and so he's coming out to readjust those.
The north speaker kept cutting out like it was being
That's another
overdriven.
I think it's, it was set up in some kind of stereo mode, so I think in a particular song,
Oh,
if it was, you know. Whatever, programmed in a way that, okay, different speakers at different
Yeah.
times, so we're working on it.
that's what that was.
Speaking of, who's the Red Sox fan that picked Sweet Caroline?
Well, you're not a Red Sox, no.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not, I hate the Red Sox, I'm definitely not a Yankee fan. I'm a Red Sox fan.
Yeah,
So
they both of us should be Red Sox fans now.
the only feedback I got was the kids think it's really cool to do something like that, like a sing-along deal, but they want something. Something the kids.
Not, yeah.
Something
Definitely
like
more
here,
adult.
and as a Red Sox fan, it breaks my heart to hear that, but like something else. They just
We got,
the kids could be really into it, it could be something cool that we
Yeah,
do.
it was cool.
You know?
Yeah.
The lights were also.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Like, I missed the first touchdown, because I was, again, taking care of homecoming stuff, but I saw it from far and I was like, oh, cool.
Gavin wants to start a wave at the next one, so I told him to talk about. I mean, we get the announcer to help.
yeah, the Sweet Caroline thing, we've been doing it in basketball for a long time, definitely an adult thing. One thing to know is I have five or six, maybe six songs on there. Ozzy Osbourne, Crazy Train,
Sure.
you know, whatever. Each song that I put on there, it costs $600 every 60 seconds. So won't be adding any more in the near future, not that we can't down the road. But I asked about,
Oh, is that to be licensed or something?
they take that 60 seconds and coordinate it with the lights, get it all matched up, and then they send that back to me in a file and upload it to that iPad. When I first sent it to him, I think I was at like, my clips weren't all the way trimmed down, and that's when he told me, everything, you get 5 free, so you get 5 minutes free. Anything over that is $600 every.
So see, that'd be a cool school project for technology class or something like that.
But if you don't have a program with the lights, I mean, you can just play it through the loudspeaker, right?
Yeah, we can play any song, you know, right now, that was another thing we're fixing. I had to disconnect from Trevor's phone, who's running the microphone and playing music, to this machine. Well, we've bought a box with a switch now that I can just flip back and forth. Okay, we're going to light show music. Okay, we're going to phone music.
Not to run this long, but I know you also purchased a device for parents to
Oh, yeah.
run the scoreboard
Yeah.
from their phones.
Yep.
Did that come in?
Came in, got it set up. Ryan met me down here Friday, it worked. So now, on my phone, I have an app. I can turn the lights on the football field right now if I wanted. Turn them off. I have another app around this thing that, because in that press box, we probably have $250,000 worth of equipment. And when the Daktronics people were there setting it up, he asked, you know, or he told me, he said, hey, a lot of districts buy this thing because they don't want free reign on a weekend when the youth programs are using the facility. I said, well, explain it to me. He said, well, you buy this box for $500, and then a parent downloads the app on the phone, and they can be in the stands and run the scoreboard. So I don't have to have the press box open. I don't even have to have the scoreboard turned on. Brian now, it's on his phone, has the ability to walk up in the stands, log in, turn on the scoreboard, change the score, run the clock, down and distance, everything from his phone. So
It's awesome.
over time, we'll get more people able to do that. And anybody that has that app and our code on the phone could run the scoreboard when they use it. Maybe Brian's family wants to have a turkey bowl Thanksgiving Day. Okay, facility use, you play on the field with turkey bowl and you can eat that scoreboard.
That's super cool. There's no way somebody down the road can change the score.
Yes, that's.
One phone could be logged.
Yeah.
Just.
I was just thinking that, I'm like, dang, I'm gonna.
That fast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, perfect. All right, well, I think that's everything. So we'll adjourn this meeting. There's no further business. This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, everybody.